Hey there guys. So this is actually the first time I'm doing this, and so if you guys like it, if you guys want more, just let me know and I will get that going for you guys. So my name is Juan. I completed a coding bootcamp like a year ago. I've been dabbling with code for a while now, for about 2 years, and I recently got my first full-time gig. And so I just wanted to do like some tips for those of you who are just starting off, to, if you guys are curious and want to know how some of these ES6 functions work, some of these built-in array methods and stuff. That's the reason of this video, and yeah, so hopefully you guys like it. Alright, so for starters, I wanted to go ahead and do something simple. So for this array called even, with what are obviously even numbers, we're going to use the ES6 map method to map over it, and then just return every number as an odd number. And so for this, I'll just create a const called odd, and I will say even dot map, and this is the syntax for using these methods, right? It's a method attached to the array object. And so right here, it takes in a couple arguments, but for this case, we're just going to use each element in there, and so we'll call it num. And just your regular ES6 arrow function. And here we'll just return num plus equals 1. And down here, just try to console log that out, and boom, voila, you have an array of odd numbers. And so all map is doing, if you hover over it, it's pretty cool in VS Code, it'll tell you, it calls a define callback function on each element of an array and returns an array that contains the results. Pretty straightforward, right? You use the method on an array, and for every element you could do something to each element, and you just assign that to a variable, return that variable, or whatever you want to do with it later, and there you go, it's all odd. And for this next example, we're going to be going over filter. As you can see, I already kind of went over it, so let me erase that. So filter is a good way to find something in an array really quick, especially if it's something small, like a small array or something you just want to quickly get. So for this, we're going to use the sports array, and as you can see, it's an array of objects. And so for this one, we're going to say const best equals sports dot filter. So it's going to take in the sport, and for these, which is really cool, you could actually do one-liners, right? So we could say sport, and so each sport is each one of these objects in here, right? So we're gonna say sports greatest, and what I want to see is which one of these sports is the greatest, and obviously that's my personal opinion, doesn't have to be yours. But I just wanted to quickly show you how you would use this, and we could just console log best, and as you can see, pretty straightforward how quickly you could go in and filter through an array to find exactly what you're looking for. Pretty straightforward. And another thing I wanted to show you guys was using the new for each. Well, it's not so new now, but it's new. It came new in ES6. Is a way to use for each, and we could just use the same array that we had up there, and we could just say, if you have snippets, you could use a snippet. And it's pretty cool. If you don't have them, you should get yourself some code snippets, JavaScript. There's some pretty cool ones out there. So our array is even for each. I'll call this number because it makes sense. And just so you guys can see, we'll do something straightforward, right? Console log that number, right? Pretty straightforward. For each element, we're going to do exactly what we've been doing. We're passing this argument called number. We're going to console log each number. And another thing I wanted to show you is that there's different ways to iterate over an array, and it's something that you'll be doing a lot if you're pursuing a career as a developer, whether that's front end, back end, full stack, whatever you want to do. And so this is just another way of doing this for loop, right? Nobody wants to do that. You can, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's newer, cleaner syntax, and the cleaner and more readable your code is, the better it's going to be for you and anyone that has to come in and work on code that you've worked on. And so there's different ways you could iterate over arrays. And another one I like to use is this, and we can say for const sport of sports. Just to show you what it does is it's an iterator, like I've been saying, iterating over that same sport object, and I'm just logging out each sport. Another one pretty similar to this one is for in, right? We get rid of this, it's just part of the snippet. So for key of, we're just gonna leave that the same for now, and we're just gonna change this to sports, and then we're gonna console.log that element. Right, and I just wanted to show you, right, that there's just a number of ways that you're literally doing the exact same thing. So yeah, and pretty much just giving you cleaner ways to do for loops. And if you like it, give this video a thumbs up. If you don't like it, let me know what I can do better. This is my first time ever doing this, and I thought it'd be something cool to do. So thank you for watching.